Just waiting for a few to join. Say hi if you're here, so I'll know when to get started. Hey, hey Amanda. I go out to what is already work from. Just wait for a few more. Hey Leo. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of having to go back and tag everyone. Alright. There's only 3. I'm looking for a little more before I get started, because then I get halfway through and then people miss. Agboy what is wolf form, and then people miss the message. This is going to be a very long teaching. And there's only 3 watching so far. That's what lets me know that I need to take it over to YouTube, because Facebook is not getting it for me. It's not about the viewers, it's about the message that people need to hear. Let me know when you grabbed your notebook, Leo. And it's hard when I pretty much deleted everybody. Hey, Laura. Okay. Like I said, this is going to be a very long video. Alright. This is about Eshu Odada. Okay. This is all you need to know about Eshu Odada. Boy, I tell you what this was from. I do not know. Oh man, I do not know what they are talking about online. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it to you here, and I'm gonna wait for, being that it's public, I'm gonna wait for somebody to wait a minute. Do y'all notice that I don't have any freckles? They took the filter off. Okay, cool. About time. Okay, so Eshu is the divinity of the crossroads. The divinity of the crossroads. In Africa cosmology, Eshu Odada, and you know I always take notes before I do a teaching. I will take notes because sometimes I don't want to get unfocused and sidetracked. Alright, but Eshu Odada is one of the deities that descended from heaven, meaning he doesn't have a mother, he doesn't have a father. He descended from heaven, which is Sky World, to the earth, which is Aye. During the first migration of the Irumole, the divinities, the Irumole were the very first beings on this earth, and they were giants. Eshu In Africa, he's the deity of the crossroads, popularly known as Eshu Onile Oiti in your Yoruba language. Eshu is called different names in different traditions, though. But his real name is Eshu Odada. In some places, Eshu is known as Alegua and Legba. In Africa, Ifa spirituality, it is believed that Eshu has 200 names, and all these names are derived from the activities or his deeds or whatever he did at that time. Or sometimes from songs used to praise, and you basically he is like, people that sing him in different songs, they pronounce it differently. I'm here to tell you, phone. It's not wrong. Don't chastise them for it. Okay, I'm getting unfocused. One of the examples of Eshu is Eshu Lalu. This is the Eshu that watches the wealth and honor of the city. Ogiri Oko, the person who is hard as a rock. Now, so for anybody that wants to know, because I know it's always been in your mind, anybody wants to know what Oko actually means, it means penis. Oko. Suck my Oko. I'm sorry. Okay. So, let me go back. Hard as a rock. It means Oko. Then we have Akere Agbeye. This is the person is small but in control of the universe. Then you have Elegbara, the mighty and powerful one. Yes, there are statues where Eshu there are statues where Eshu is a statue with a long okay. Alright, so Legbomon Arun, the sacred child of heaven, Eshuodada, one who can do and undo. Alakalu, one who every time somebody writes me, I'm sorry, it comes across the screen. One whose greatness manifests heaven. Eshuodada, one who can undo and undo. Alakalu, one whose greatness manifests all over the world. Then we have Eshu Onibude. Onibude is the gatekeeper. Papa Wara is the supersonic. Eshu is the right hand of divinity of Orunmila. He is the divinity that usually see the completion of Orunmila's desires. So when you see statues and you see an Eshu at the bottom of the statue, that's usually the statue that governs that Orisha. He walks with that Orisha. And it's not wrong. And it's in Lukumi as well. So I'm just trying to break this down so people can understand that Eshu is not an evil deity. Alright, number 1, he is the divinity that usually see the completion of Orunmila's desires. He takes the Ebo, which is sacrifice, as he dividends for carrying out Orunmila's desires. It is through him where these sacrifices, he takes them to Orunmila. Now, say you're just doing an Ebo, a sacrifice, and you're not even giving Eshu his portion. It's not accepted. Let's see. Orisha is also the bearer of Ebo to Ikole Orun, that is heaven, the realm of the ancestors. So, If you're not working with your ancestors, you're not getting blessings from Eshu either. He also gives your ancestors Ebo. He is the enforcer of the will of Olodumare, which is God, to other divinities and human beings. Hence, Eshu is being referred to as the arbiter between human being and who is advised to offer Ebo sacrifice. He also can remove Ajagun. The male forces, the Ajagun in spiritual term in African Ifa spirituality is referred to a combination of malevolent forces or evil force that can cause negative setbacks, effects on human life. Eshu is in Africa, Ifa spirituality is deemed to be basically he interacts between Ajagun and human beings. He will put a stop to it. Okay, so Eshu is the enforcer of the will of Olodumare. Eshu usually brings good or bad things to human beings, depending on the frequency of the person, the mankind, with the will of Olodumare. So Olodumare has to say, okay, so this person's doing this, this, and that. Olodumare is okay if I teach him a lesson or trick him. Yes, Olodumare says Beni. All right, so Eshu is the intermediate between the opposing ends of human aberration and displeasure. Life or death, wealth, poverty, fulfillment, failure, joy, sadness, bountiful harvest, drought. Eshu is a divinity that can be used as a spiritual catalyst that can be used to sustain or improve a situation. This may account for many reasons why some people who have shallow knowledge of this divinity mistakenly refer to him as Lucifer or Satan. I have seen many cases where clients will ask me, Iya, you told me to venerate Eshu. I hope it is not Satan. I am venerating. Is it Satan that I am venerating? It will take me extra effort to explain this, okay? There is difference between Eshu and Satan. I didn't say the devil. I said there is a difference between Eshu and Satan. And they are not the same thing. And can never be the same thing. Eshu is a divinity, is neutral. He is a neutral deity between the evil and good. It depends on the person. When Ifa, either through Idafa, give warning against imminent onslaught of Ajagun, meaning Ajagun or coming evil forces, if Ebo is prescribed, Eshu will be the one who will undertake the duty to forestall or reduce the effect of the impact of the negative activities of the Ajagun. When Ebo sacrifice is prescribed and warning is sounded to a human being, if the human being does not accept or comply, the Ajagun will overtake them. If he or she comply and heed warning and does not offer the Ebo, they're going to get every bit of that Ajagun energy. It is Eshu that will be the messenger who will bear the Ebo. He will equip himself with the material that either Babalawo or Yanifa have prescribed and use it to offer the Ebo. It is these materials that Eshu will use to placate the Ajagun forces, to push them away. Hold on, let me stop. I don't mean not to wave. All right, okay. So, now that you know the Ajagun, and I've been speaking on them, last two videos I've been speaking on them, malevolent forces. That is what the Ajagun will take in exchange for the impending calamity such as death, sickness, loss, litigation, imprisonment, they are about to unleash into that individual. That is Ajagun that is doing this to these people. Eshu is the one that will intervene. Even if you give the Ebo to Ifa, Eshu is the one that is going to carry out the task to remove them. How you like that? Okay. All right. Also, the way Eshu can be good, he can also be bad. When a person disobeys instructions given, Eshu can also serve as an accuser or a tormentor of such a person. But he immediately retreats once the person makes redress. Means if you go to Eshu and apologize sincerely, Eshu will pull up off of you. It's very not hard to get along with. You need to make him your best friend. Okay, so what is it that make Eshu Dada the preferred choice and right hand of Orunmila? It is important to discuss. Eshu is the most preferred deity by Orunmila. There are various sides to this position. Some positions say that Eshu Dada is a Omo Awo, just a apprentice of Orunmila, someone that followed Orunmila. If I start blinking in and out, just let me know. Hence, Orunmila chose him as his most preferred deity. Explain it, okay? So, as we explain Eshu Dada as a Omo, a child, Awo is priest. He says it's my Ifa apprentice. At the dawn of creation, Eshu is the one of the Orunmila divinities that descended from heaven to earth. At this time, Eshu is an Omo Ikofa, Omo Awo. That means a priest in training. Alright, so, in fact, Eshu Dada is deemed the first Omo Awo of Orunmila. Eshu is the very first apprentice, no debate. Eshu is also the first Omo Awo Orunmila, first Ifa apprentice to Orunmila. So there's no debate in that. That is proof. It's factual. I don't care what anybody says. All right. So he is the record keeper that keeps account of the people or clients that come for Ifa consultation, the name of the Odu Ifa that appear for that person, the Ebo or Ebo prescribed for that client. He will also be the one to observe either the client come back and do Ebo, offer the prescribed Ebo, or does not comply. These functions and activities of Eshu Dada at the dawn of creations are what make Orunmila honor him so much, with his figure always carved at the front center of the Aponi Fa. I've shown the Aponi Fa before of what it looks like. At the very top of each Aponi Fa, that is where Orunmila Eshu sits. He watches all of it. He takes record of all of it. Alright, so when you see this, facing the Babalawo, whenever he is making his Ifa consultation or Ebo, Eshu did not only perform function as an Amo Awo to Orunmila, Eshu also served as a witness to Orunmila whenever Orunmila is reporting his activities to Oludumare. So there you see him in earth, and now you see him in heaven. He would be right there with Orunmila in his activities always. The material and the money that the prospective clients supply to Orunmila to offer for Ebo, the one that used by Arumala out of it for Ebo, some of that goes to Eshu. That part of the materials that Arumala keep for himself for his own use and maintenance. The people that offer Ebo. The people that refuse to offer Ebo, he will be the one buttressing their activities. And repost to Arumala and to Oludumare, since Eshu is usually at the northern part of the Poni Fa, hearing and witnessing every activity. Arumala on divination and offering, he is the one that is going to be. The Babalawo is not going to tell on you. It is going to be Eshu himself that said, this person was sitting right here. They asked for help. When the Ebo was prescribed, when it was told to them the solution, they are the ones that did not comply. Arumala and Oludumare, he speaks both of them, saying they did not comply. All right, am I going too fast? There is another Odu inside of, this Odu is called, where he's just the friend of Eshu Odada. Arumala is the friend of Eshu Odada. This comes from the Odu Ogbi Irete, where Ifa points out that one of the reasons why Arumala referred to Eshu amongst all deities is because Eshu proved himself to be loyal. A loyal friend of Arumala. According to the Odu Ifa Ogbi Irete, Arumala was very kind person. He and everybody that came across his path to achieve their goals, objectives in life. Everywhere Arumala went, people were praising him. He had many praise names. He also had many friends and admirers. During all the praise names, the time that the people spent with Arumala, they were telling him how much they loved him and that there was nothing that they could do without him. Some of them even said they preferred that evil come to them before something bad happened to Arumala. Meaning that they were like, I'll take my own life. If, anything comes up against you, I'll take my own life. So it don't take you. That's how close people loved Arumala. Arumala, they were telling him how much they loved him and there was nothing that they could do without him. Some of them even said that they preferred that evil would come to them before something bad happened to Arumala. Arumala became very concerned when he heard this. When he heard this from the people around him, because that's not what he wanted to happen. He was even more distressed when he recognized that none of them had said anything against him. Arumala was convinced to believe that all of them could not really feel what they were saying. People will say and do anything that they in their little hearts because it's words. Don't tell me, show me. So Arumala was so smart to know that every one of these people saying this, they can't all be saying the truth. They will not all die for me. So he decided to check who really loved him. He decided to check who really loved him. Not really feeling what they were really saying. So he decided to check who really loved him and pretended to. Accordingly, he decided to give equal opportunities to demonstrate their love for him to all of his friends and all of his admirers. I see that I lost some people. Now there's 4 watching. Were you 4? Thanks for listening. He decided to give equal opportunities to demonstrate their love for him to all his friends and admirers after meditating on a plan. Orunmila made an Ifa consultation. During the consultation, Orunmila was sure that he would be able to identify those who truly loved him and those who pretended to do so. Orunmila was told to pretend to be dead. They also advised him to offer sacrifice with 3 roosters, 3 pigeons, and money. After this, he was advised to go and cut a arira tree at the same height and to sacrifice and kill the adult goat and use the blood of the goat to rub the cut tree. After that, he will put the tree on his bed. He will cover it with sheets and pretend as if he was dead. Sorry, someone's calling me. And when someone calls me, I black out and I'll come right back. I'm not going to get unfocused. He put the tree on his bed. He will cover it with sheets. But they better stop. I don't know. But I'm on live. I've given the gate code and everything. Okay. I call them. All right. So, let's see. He pretended to be dead. Okay, so he used the tree to put in the bed, pretended to be dead. They also, and this is Eshu and Orunmila, they also advised him to offer sacrifice of 3 pigeons, 3 roosters, 3 pigeons, and money. After this, he was advised to go cut the arira tree, and at the same height of his body, plus give the tree ebo. Because he cut it. He hurt it. All right. After that, he will put the tree on his bed. He will cover it with sheets and pretend if he was dead. This is how he found out who was loving him and who was pretending to love him. Because there's a lot of that going on. Like that. All right. I see people and I don't want to stop and wave. So, hello. I'll stop and wave because that's rude. But I really want to get back to this. Okay, so, because I'll get lost in my own notes. All right, after that, he will put the tree in the bed. He will cover it with sheets, and he will pretend as if he was dead and hide to see the people who came to his house. Orunmila did it all. The day Orunmila's death was announced and everyone was lamentating and crying, a few moments later, some of his supposedly better friends returned to demand that Orunmila owed them certain amount of money and said that they had the right to recover it. That money immediately. Among them was Shango and Ogun. Hey, Iya, Aburabuye. The people. Okay, so basically, after they thought that he was dead, Orunmila, they thought that he was dead. So this is why Eshu was so important to Orunmila, because Orunmila was tricked. So this is what he was told to do during Ebo. All right. Sorry, something coming up the top of my screen. All right, so anyway, he did this. And then his supposedly friends came and said, well, he owed me money and he owes it to me immediately and I shall have it. Now, some also came to see if Orunmila was truly in fact dead. But when they left Orunmila's house, they began to make jokes. I'm lost in my notes again. All right. They started to make jokes about him and say that he thought he was the only one that could enjoy life and stopped going to his house. When some of his intimate friends were told that Orunmila was dead, they chased away those that brought that news, stating that they already had their own problems, which Orunmila had caused them before dying. Some of them are expressed relief that the person disturbing them was finally gone. Understand, Orunmila was peaceful. He did not disturb. But people were in so much competition with him. They wanted him dead. So he wanted to find a way. Who are my true people? Who are my true followers? Who truly love me? And who is that is pretending? All right. There was a group of people who could not even be considered friends of Orunmila. However, they had been standing, crying for him, since they received the news of his death. Eshu was one of them in that group. And they came to his house. They offered to dig his grave, to draw water, and to prepare food for those who came to see Orunmila's corpse. Because if you don't know, when someone passes away, you wash them. In Nigeria, you wash them down and you make them presentable. So, they were there in favor of Orunmila. For 6 days, they were willing to stay with Orunmila for 40 days. However, on the 7th day, Orunmila himself returned home very early in the morning and removed the Irara tree from above the bed. When his true admirers came in the morning, they began to tell everyone that Orunmila was alive. All his supposed friends rushed to verify that they said, and were embarrassed to see him alive. All his supposed friends rushed to verify what they said and was embarrassed to see him alive. Those who had collected money, those who had abused, those who had showed indifferences began to cry and beg for forgiveness. When Orunmila saw this, he told them who the true friends were and who the hypocrites were. He remembered that his Awo had told him, and I will translate this for you. Let us close our eyes and pretend to be dead. For us to know those who will mourn us, let us deliberately err on our way and slip. For us to know who will truly express concern. It will not be so bad that we will not be able to find a person who is faithful to us. Who that person will be is what is difficult to determine. This was Ifa's message to Orunmila, who planned to pretend he was dead. They advised him to offer Ebo. He complied. Who all of you said he was dead, he was not. It was their self, their crying, and their grief for. It was their self they are expressing for. That is that Odu. Another Odu that speaks of Eshu Odada becoming best friends with Orunmila. It talks about Eshu Odada between loyal friend of Orunmila. And this Odu is Iwori Ika. Iwori Ika. That is Iwori on the right, Ika on the left, where I refer to Orunmila as a very patient person. among all other divinities. He is close to all of them and is like a friend to them, always doing things together with them. But one day Orunmila fell asleep and had a very serious dream. Signs of very bad things. When he woke up, he went straight to have Ifa consultation. Iwori Ika was the Odu Ifa that appeared on the divination tray. He was advised to cut a banana stem and wrap it in white cloth as if it was a corpse, wrapped and thrown on the floor. They told him then to take the upper room so that he would know his enemies are there and are his friends within the Irumole. When all the divinities arrived to see the purpose of the corpse, Orunmila listened to their words and was able to decipher who his friends were and who his enemies were. When Eshu's turn came, he began to cry for what they had done to Orunmila. He began to cry for what they did to Orunmila. And then Orunmila took him seriously because he saw sincerity in him. And you can find this Odu in Iwori Ika. You don't got to believe me. I'll read you the translation. Most of you don't know the Yoruba version. I'll read the translation. Orunmila cut the banana tree as a figure. He covered it with a white sheet as if it was own corpse, and his family announced his death. He hid in the ceiling to see what the deity said about him, in order to know who loved him the most. When all the divinities arrived, he confirmed who were his enemies. But it was only Eshu Odada who kept very close to him, because only Eshu Odada felt bad about what had happened to him. Out of all his friends, out of all his colleagues, out of all his disciples, it was Eshu Odada. The events from the aforementioned are what made Orunmila choose Eshu Odada as his most preferred divinity. Hence, whenever you see Orunmila, you see Eshu, which is the most closest to him, will not be very far from him. So anybody that is doing Ebo or trying to do Ebo, don't forget Eshu, because they're best friends. And Orunmila taught Eshu so many things because of this. Also in the Odu of Osai Ogbi. That is Osai on the right, Ogbi on the left. Also known as Osai Eshu. I'm going to stop for a minute. Angry faces. Don't be mad because I know more than you. Alright, so that was another phone call. Whoever was sending the angry faces, listen, don't get mad because I know more than you. I did my homework. I did my study. Now it's time for you to go do your study. You better be glad my followers cannot see the mad faces. They better not show up. There's nothing that I'm saying to piss you off other than you can't do what I do, okay? Go on somewhere. Cut that shit out. I don't like you either. The thing about it, you don't know how I know how to pull back up who you actually were to send those angry faces. I've been doing some homework online too. So don't think that you're going unseen. I know exactly who you are. Alright. It's not fair for the rest of you watching. Alright. Just breathing and calming down. Let me woosah for a minute. In the Odu, known as Osai Eshu, Ifa says that it is Eshu Odada that saved Orunmila and the people of the world from the Ajagun, evil forces. When the Ajagun were coming from heaven to earth, it is Eshu-Dada that first had the pre-knowledge of their coming. He saw them first. He is the one that mentioned to Orunmila of the coming of the Ajagun. Orunmila quickly supplied and equipped everything with Eshu with the items to go and negotiate with the Ajagun. Each Eshu reached an agreement with the Ajagun to serve as their just between, and I'm going to mediate with you. You are not going to deal with them. You are going to deal with me. That's what he said to Ajagun. Eshu reached an agreement with the Ajagun to serve human beings and Ajagun. He will take sacrifice of their behalf to make sure they turn their benevolent side to human being. Now, what is the symbol of Eshu? Eshu is an image or a symbol that can be carved from wood, pieces of rock. Clay will also do, but the most effective statue of Eshu is made from Yangi stone, taken from the stream or a river. You will see detail about it when I put it in my group. But it goes inside of the cement. Alright, to cover it. But the Yangi stone has to be a part of Eshu, because that is the essence of Eshu. So you people that are going around making Eshu, what is Yangi? Alright. This comes straight out of the Odu, Osai, Ogbi. There is no debate. You don't know what you're doing? Stop doing it. Ra-Meru. Come. What is the angry faces for? Explain yourself. Explain it. Explain it. Don't heart now. You were showing angry faces. Explain it. Because I guess you want to debate. Or did you make a mistake? Show it to me. I block quick. Now, I remember I grew up with you. You know, you got to watch them quiet ones. It is not but a hop, skip, and a jump to Kinston. So what was the angry faces about? Anyway, I'm not going to teach you how to consecrate an issue. You don't have that. You were sending angry faces first. I saw every bit of it. And it was coming from you. All right. If you want to research, Odu. I'm not laughing. But I'm not laughing, though. Get the doorbell. All right. Let me see. I can't show it to you. I'm doing live, and I don't have to. You're not important enough right at this moment. I'm teaching, okay? If you're not getting anything out of teaching, remove yourself, because it has nothing to do with you if you're not getting anything out of it. But when I'm on live, do not disturb me, because this is for other people. Teriyaki. All right, so for you people that know Ifa, this is who this is for. I'm not going to explain how to get on live, Elle. I know that. All right. Let's see. Alright, that's understandable. I'm not who I used to be. So I'm just saying. Alright, so anyway, foods that you can feed to Eshu. The favorite items of feeding Eshu are animals like rooster, he goat, dog, and red palm oil. Yes, I said dog. Now, none of you should be doing this without a competent priest. Okay? Now, Eshu does have a taboo. A taboo is something that well, that was minutes ago. We're not talking about that anymore. I'm past that. We're moving on. The taboo of Eshu daughter is Adin oil. Adin oil is palm kernel oil. It is black, but it is a taboo for every Orisha. If you want Eshu to get angry with you, put some Adin oil near him. There is a way to hurt people with it. I'm not going to give it to you. The preferred color of Eshu is red and black. Eshu is not Satan. Eshu is not Lucifer. Now, there is a famous person named Marcus Aru. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it is Aruye Luis. Okay? If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. That is a poem from a poet. Eshu, whose mother's name is Adin, whose historical hometown is traceable to Ketu, and Ijelu Ikiti in Yoruba land. This is Ikiti village, whose contemporaries are Orumila, Ogun, Obatala, and other Irumole. Okay, so this may get a little confusing, so make sure that you are paying attention, okay? Irumole is not the same thing with Satan or Lucifer. Of Jew tradition, or Shaitan is Muslim, okay? That is not the same thing. That is Arabic, Islamic tradition. That is a generational error. History can never forgive its mistake, but history will correct it. Eshu is not Satan. The missionaries who brought Christianity and Islam to Africa have done so much damage to our culture and value of African continents. These two religions mentioned and their adherents mistakenly interpret Eshu as Satan in their translation. The two are not the same. Let's go further. Christianity. Description of historical accounts of who is Satan is comparison with Eshu. Why the two are not the same is the Hebrew word Satan means adversary, one who resists. In the mainstream Christianity, the devil or Satan is a fallen angel who rebelled against God. Satan was expelled from heaven and sent to earth. The devil is often identified as the serpent in the Garden of Eden, whose persuasions led to two corresponding Christian doctrines, the original sin and its cure, the redemption of Jesus Christ. He is also identified as the accuser of Job, meaning that he put Job through So much pain, so much agony made him lose his wife, made him lose his children, made him bedridden. That is who that is. It has nothing to do with African cosmology. According to Christian scripture, what caused Satan to be cast from heaven? He fell because of his pride that originated from his desire to be God instead of a servant of God. Satan was the highest of all angels, but he wasn't even happy with that. He desired to be God and rule the universe. God cast Satan out of heaven as a fallen angel. Observing the description above closely, it did not in any way correlate with Eshu Odata, who is part Orunmila, a Ludumare god. Did not send Eshu in Yoruba cosmology in any way from heaven, according to Ifa scriptures and Ifa cosmology. All he did was say, I need you to, be the mediator between. Tell me what's going on. Tell me who's doing Ebo. Tell me who's doing Tafa. Eshu never tried to become God. You cannot put those two together and say, well, Eshu is Satan, Eshu is Lucifer. It's not the same. They don't have the same job. Number one, it's not even the same culture. Eshu and Yoruba cosmology have not in any Ifa scripture tried to compete with the Ludumare. That was his best friend. That was his Omo Awo. That was his most loyal, trustful servant. With the way that the Christian tradition has given their own account of their own Satan. They're trying the terms as Eshu. The time is coming in the future that African will realize how much damage colonization has done to our mentality. Eshu is not the same thing as the biblical Satan of Jewish or Christian tradition. Let's argue. Muslim. In Islam, the devil is called Shaitan, which refers to all evil forces under the leadership of the archangel devil known as Iblis, who was cast out of heaven after he refused to prostrate before Adam. The primary characteristics of Iblis is hubris. Not only did he deem himself superior creation to Adam, he also demonstrated arrogance by challenging God's judgment and commanding him to prostrate, which is referred to as whispering into the hearts of men. That is how you know where jinn come from. His primary activity was to incite humans and jinn to commit evil through deception, whispering to the hearts of men. The Quran mentions that devils are the assistants of those who disbelieve and commit immortality. Satan in Islam is not the same Satan in the Bible. The Satan in Islam is a jinn. A jinn created from fire, as all jinns were and still are. Angels were and still are created from light. While angels and jinns are considered angels in Islam because they were created from the same material. Fire is light, light is fire. But jinns are lower than angels because jinns are like humans, while the angels are perfect and sinless. I will not go into the controversy of the Bible Jewish account and the description of who Satan is. or is not. It's slightly different from Islam or the Quranic account. It is not the purpose of this work, okay? The purpose of this work is really talking about Eshu and Ifa, Orunmila. But I want to tell you something a little bit about what people think they know and what they don't know. Because people will swear, they'll come into your inbox and swear that they know something and they don't know shit. Alright. The purpose of this is to clear the misconception of regarding Eshu as Satan. From the Islamic description of Satan above, you will see the Shaitan is clearly different from Eshu. Eshu in your tradition has never been an archangel. He's a Rumule. And he is not made from fire, according to the Quranic or Islamic account of who Shaitan is. Eshu's mother is Adin. His home is in Ketu. But he chose Ikiti village as his permanent last home. The two mentioned still exist today in western part of the present Nigeria for those who care to visit or find out the truth. The description by Quran and Islam of Satan as all evil forces under leadership of the arch-devil known as Iblis. In Yoruba tradition, Olodumare cast away Ajagun. All the bad forces of heaven. They are all negative entities. And every one do make sacrifice to overcome them. Eshu is even one of the messenger that normally used to overcome all of these Ajagun through Ifa divination to find out what Ajagun it is. So, in Yoruba cosmology, it is not Eshu that is the same thing as Shaitan, which is Satan. The Eshu description in Ifa cosmology and spirituality. Eshu is the right hand of divinity of Orunmila. He runs errands for him and to see the completion of Orunmila's desire. He takes Ebo. Eshu is the bearer of sacrifice to Orun. Orun means sky world. It means heaven. It means spirit world. He is the enforcer of Olodumare, the will to divinities and man. He reports to Olodumare on timely basis on the deeds of human beings and other divinities. So he even goes to Olodumare for the divinities. Understand Eshu well through divination reading. An enforcer is what we call him. He is the will of Olodumare. Eshu does bring good and bad things to people depending on the frequency they maintain with God, Olodumare. This, I may say, account for the reason why people who have shallow spiritual knowledge of this deity misconstructed him as the devil or Lucifer. Of other religious tradition that is absolutely different from what is attainable in Yoruba Ifa spirituality. It's just a fact, it's just truth, it is the oldest. But it knows about all of this. Odu Ifa made it clear earlier that Eshu is Ketu. Eshu's symbol can be carved in wood, clay, a piece of rock, laterite will also do. I didn't say coconut. T-junction is where you would give his offerings. Crossroads. That is a crossroad. That is where one chooses which route one will take when the road is divided in three or more. Eshu is the divinity of that crossroad. That symbolizes the point in making decision or choices. Either you're going to go this way, either you're going to go that way. It's simple. That's where Eshu is. He's going to help you make that decision on which way you are going to go. So the original seat of Eshu is not the Areta, the crossroads, as many people mistakenly think, but the original seat of Eshu is in the heart of every human being, where decision, whether good or bad, is made. You understand? Different types of Eshu and how you can I can't help it. Y'all let me know when you want me to start. I can't help if they're going to mess with my live. There's different types of Eshu and how you can consecrate and use them. First, this is Babalawo knowledge. I do not owe that to you. But I will tell you the Eshus. Eshu Agbebo. Eshu that accepts Ebo. Apede. Eshu that can be sent out to bring people for consultation. Owore. That is the Eshu that brings luck and prosperity. Elegbara. That means the powerful. This Eshu made with clay that opens the path to prosperity. Then you have Ajay. Okay, if you say Ajay, Ajay means money. You know that this is the creation for wealth, to which made with wood with kyries around the neck. And I'll show you what one looks like. This is Alajay. This is Eshu Alajay. All right. Now, then you have Ogo, Eshu Oningi. This is the Eshu made for health and wealth. It is made from wood with many beads around its neck. Then you have Eshu Ija. This is the Eshu element which brings good for fighting. It is instructive that most Babalawo Iyanifa work with just one out of the 7 Eshu. The one that most Babalawo or Iyanifa work with is Eshu Agbebo. But a Babalawo or Iyanifa that work with many clients that have different needs can work with all 7 of these Eshus. He can prepare some of it, give it to clients as protection or to enhance financial abundance. Okay? I don't want to get into how to consecrate Eshu because everybody will be thinking that they can make Eshu and you cannot. There's different things that have to, I'm going to say it in Yoruba. Figure it out for yourself. But you still have to have the Ashe. Okay, so number 1, you have to have a Yangi. Number 2, you have to have Okuko Di. Number 3, you have to have Imi Ojo. Number 4, you have to have Iwe Isinsin. This is an herb. And there's another herb that you have to have called Oba Moda. I'm not going to tell you how to make it. So I'm going to pass my notes on that. Because I'm not going to tell you how to prepare it. Not until you've reached a certain stage to prepare it. Because you have to be able to know Odu. There's even an Odu that you have to chant. You don't know how to do it. So, let's see. Eshu Apede is the one that is leading Egbe Ifa that is operating under the star of the Odu Ifa Ejiogbi. All the stars in the world. Okay. Understand, these Odus that people are born up under all came from a star. So if you ever hear a Babalawo or a Yanifa say your star, this is your star, this means this is your Odu. Okay, so This Eshu it was born from the Odu Ejiogbe. In most cases, these born under the star of Odu, Ifa Ejiogbe, during their Ifa initiation or the first consultation of a newborn baby, usually receive this kind of Eshu, a pere element, as used as their Egbe, because that's what led them here. It is one of the leading Eshu elements in Yoruba cosmology. Ifa spirituality can be used to draw luck and good fortune to a place of business or an individual. I have to skip over this because I can't. That's a secret. There's another preparation for that one. I'm going to skip over that. I'm not going to tell you all of those herbs. The main purpose of having an Eshu award is to become successful. There is a soap also made award, and it is made under Eshu. To be successful and to be prosperous in the term of money making in the field of any business, because the consecrated Eshu award element has the power to bring luck, blessings, and fortune to the user and its household. One of the leading Akoshe Ifa for consecration is the Akoshe, and it comes from Eshu Owori, and it comes from the Odu Ofun Meji. Eparaisha. We usually say Orangun Meji. That is how you make that Odu. See, every one of these Eshus, matter of fact, there's one Eshu. You will proceed to dig a small hole. You will place the leaves that you washed the Yangi stone inside the hole. You will place a python's head. You will place a cobra's head. You will place a giant land snail. You will place the Irosum power, which is Ifa consultation power. And then you will imprint this Odu. That is why I don't tell you people everything, because y'all will be going out trying to kill yourself trying to get the heads of these snakes. You don't need to be doing that. And there's always chance to wake these things up. There's chance. There's sayings to wake these things up. So I'm definitely not going to get into all of that. I have told you basically what Eshu is, and I have told you what Eshu is not. Okay? Let's see, is this a chance? I'm going to read this to you. Eshu, the Orisha of the crossroad. Don't be mad because you don't know more than me. Y'all get so sick. Y'all get on my nerves with these angry faces. Stay focused. Eshu is the Orisha of the crossroad. Eshu, the immense wealth of the city. One with the straight eyeball to ward off evil. The initiator and instigator. A pillar of support for those who offer sacrifice. You are the devil behind those who disregard the instructions of Olodumare. Now, the reason that they put that in there is because it cannot be translated any other way. That does not mean that he is the devil. You have to kneel before litigation. Eshu, you have no head where your load can be placed on. You only have a pointed knife, an edge-like one. Eshu Beleke, the dead man of Ibona City, Bakere, you are the owner of money. Eshu, you are the provider of money. Eshu, you provide children. Okay, see, now you did it. You've done it too much. Now, for whoever is watching and sending those angry faces, here you go. Lonine seba loloke. Wosimima mojumuma. Ogo asekete. Everybody opari popo. Opotololo pa gogo kole ba gogo. Opani yuku. Agogo ashibile. Ironiwopa. Opakale, bagogo, abinu winu kale, paka da da da. Now, play with it while I'm trying to teach. Let me know how you feel tomorrow after that. Be careful with people that have Ashe. Alright. You are the arch deity of Ketu City. You are the path clearer. You are the path finder. You are the path weeder. You are the path maintenance. You are the Orisha that carry a child on his back from Elijah City. That is the city of wealth making. Eshu, you are the deity that brings fortune home. It is you, Elegbara, that carries sacrifice to the sea. It is you, Elegbara, that carries sacrifice to the lagoon. It is you, Elegbara, that carries evil away to the ocean. You, the gatekeeper who repels all evil. Eshu, I pay homage to you. Eshu, who don't engage in wrestling with himself. Palm oil is your favorite. Cola nut is your favorite. We have brought you cola nut. Fish is your favorite. We have bring you fish. All other items that is your favorite food are present here. It is I, Iyanifa Ogunrinu, Oduyemi, Aworeni, that bring forth this food to you today. Eshu, we implore you, don't destroy Ile Oyeko Meiji Temple. Don't let us become a failure in our undertakings. Let our homes be peaceful. Let us not run short of money in life. Eshu, anybody subjected to disgrace and humiliate Oyeko Meiji Temple. It is such that person this world will disgrace and humiliate. Eshu, Bakara, Adara, don't fall into humiliation in life. Eshu, you are the master and the controller of all work of life. Eshu, let our work be powerful, profitable, successful. Let us be able to make purposeful use of our money. Let us be successful in business adventure. Direct us to the path of monetary success. Don't let us lose our lives this year or next year. Do not let this year be our last. Do not let us die prematurely. Do not let Iku take away our relatives and children and loved ones anymore. The elder one before us should live long. The younger ones behind should not die prematurely. Eshu, you are the father of our deities. Give us strength and mean to be the father to the children and wives. Give us wealth and honor to be elder to the younger ones behind us. Do not let us experience the pandemic of this world. Ile Oyeko Meiji Temple. Ashe. Do not let us incur the wrath of the mysterious mother, Iyami or Soronga, or any other Orisha. Do not let us incur the wrath of evil people. Let our homes be peaceful. Our house should not become inhabitable for us. Don't let roads or paths turn against us. Let our way be easy. Allow us to travel on peaceful purpose and come back home to a peaceful home. Protect us to and fro so that we can be moving about in and out safely. like Abiyamo beads. This is a very wealthy bead. Eshu, the wealth of the city. The Orisha of Crossroad, one who rushed to fighting spot. A wicked man behaves however a wicked man behaves. Eshu, protect us from that. It is the evil that has blocked our fortune. One who dug a hole for people of this world to fall in with sacrifice, we implore you. Do not let us incur your wrath. It is your positive side. You should turn to us. Don't let us run into litigation or implications. It is your blessings we seek, the one who we beseech people with evil. We implore you, don't beseech us with evil. One can be tall at the same time and be short. One who can be short and at the same time be tall. We implore you to turn your eye of goodness to Ile Oyekomeji temple. Don't turn your eyes for the worst to us. One who can block blessings. We pray you do not block our blessings. Turn your eye of goodness to us. One who dig a pit of sacrifice for the people of this world. We implore you, don't let us become sacrificial items. Let us live longevity. All our enemies think evil of us. They are the ones who incur the wrath and call for the war on them, frying them up standing. Yes, they will be burnt. But afflict our enemies. We have say our own part of this prayer, alas, because of he, goat, because of palm oil, because of salt and white pounded yam, because of cooling cold water, omitutu. We implore thee, let our prayer be accepted from Ile Oyeko Meiji Temple in the way that we want it. Let everything resorts to joy. Ashe, Ashe, Sheo. That's church. Now, some people are confused about where to keep Eshu. Well, Abebe, the one that accepts the Ebo, is usually kept outside your property. A Pere, used to attract consultation, is also placed outside your property. A Ori, for good luck, is placed inside and outside the property. Ilegbara is inside the house. Alaje, inside the house. Ogo, inside the house. Ija, to fight your enemies, you place him outside. You don't put him in the house. You and your mate could be arguing. He gonna pick up every bit of everything y'all saying, and he gonna make it happen. Now, if we want to venerate Eshu, see, there's always these Orikis, and they love songs, but he loves when he hears. Eshu is the one who carries the stone. Eshu, the avenger of Orisha, the great fighter, the powerful, the dark one from the outside, small father. Eshu from the town, well, actually, he went to Ikiti. He who sits on the legs of his victims, not on the neck, on the legs. He refuses to eat and does not let his victims eat peacefully. He who exchanges salt for stones. Baba know him as Oshel Tora. The mother calls him the bell that announces the fight. the little man who punishes the great and the powerful, the one who does not deny what he does, and when he does it, he is not ashamed of anything he does. He is proud twice. The brave, he who does things fast. The quick and unexpected, he who cultivates near the house. He who cultivates outside the house. That comes from the Odu of Osa Ogbe. All right. Osa Ogbe. And I'm not going to tell you about the different people that consulted, and Eshu actually helped them win wars, got them out of problems. Because when you wake up and you're praying to your deities, what you want to do is make sure you pray to your Ori, make sure you pray to Olodumare, make sure you pray to Eshu. And it's very important to pray to Eshu, because Eshu is one of the deities that will pit man against man. He will trick man against man, okay? We don't want that. We don't want to be man against man. We don't want to fight. And when you don't fight, and Eshu sees that you are not going to fight, he steps in. But you also want to say, whew, Eshu, the owner of the crossroads, don't fight with me. The owner of the crossroads, don't fight with me. The owner of the crossroads, do not fight with me. Now, you have people that are making you Eshus, and they're making them all the same way. Every Eshu, something different goes inside of them. Okay? So that's why when you get an Eshu from a Babalawo or a Yanifa, you take the Eshu home and he starts causing problems. Number one, he's not consecrated correctly. He doesn't have the right things inside of him, though he doesn't have the tools to help you. So he's acting out. The same way we have Eshu generally, we equally have each Odu Ifa that equally have different, some Odu Ifa that specifically have their own Eshu consecrations. So, okay, so let's say Eshu Odada Oshe Otura that is the chant that you're going to use for that Eshu particularly. But every Eshu has its own Odu, you know what I'm saying? And it has to be incorporated inside of that Eshu, for that Eshu to work. So people around here saying that they are pre-made Eshus and they can make your Eshu within a week or 2 weeks. No, Eshu, it takes process. And you have to do it correct, or you're going to hurt the person's life. But every one of them will have that Yangi stone in it. So there's a bunch of prayers. We're not going to go over all of the prayers. And this has been a long video. And I thank you for all joining in the video. I love all of you guys. If you got anything from this video and you want to contact me, or you want to PayPal me, I have seen that if you do a Cash App on the Cash App button, it actually does go to PayPal. Okay, it doesn't go to Cash App. So I did get that fixed, but I am still doing the PayPal. So am I saying every time I kotope or ikabo, as you're welcome. Kotope is no problem. But I want to try to do as much teaching as possible, because you people need to learn. And that's what I'm here for. Until someone comes up with a Zoom, this is the way that it's going to be. Because at some point I do get distracted by it, because these are public. I don't have anything to hide. I'm speaking full truth. Nobody's going to come and argue with me. Unless they're not. If they are American, they might, because they don't know. But if they are Nigerian, they're not going to argue, because they know that is the truth. So, all of the other groups that my godchildren are in, I'm going to ask you right here in public to remove yourself from them if you want to stay up under me. If you have other Babalawos on your page that I have not approved of, you will get rid of them, or you will be deleted. If you fraternize with any of my enemies, you will be deleted from group. I will not deal with drama anymore. Okay? You will respect me at all times because of my teaching. Am I bigger than you? No, but you will respect me. The same energy you come at me with, I'm going to come right back at you with that same energy. So clean your energy before you come to me. But I'm not going to do the Zoom because not everybody has money every day for teaching. If you do have extra, then you donate. If you don't, then you don't. But this will not always be public. Share, share, share. Because this is not in our private group. So anything that is not in our private group, you may share it. And I guarantee you, you will not get any likes. You know why? Because what I look like, number one, they ain't never heard this before. You know why? Because it comes from elders. It doesn't come from books. So automatically they'll disagree with it. But at least you did your part by sharing it. Whatever they say about me, let them talk. My work speaks for My work speaks for itself, okay? My knowledge speaks for itself. So you wouldn't be listening to me rambling on. So I'm going to close this out. And if you don't share it on your page, then I will assume that you are ashamed of your own culture. Odabo.